Imagine a world millions of years in the future. A world where evolution has written a new chapter in the story of life. The world is inhabited by very strange creatures, like nothing the Earth has ever seen. Today, planet Earth is dominated by humans. There are over 6 billion of us. But what would happen to the planet if there were no people? Just imagine that people were to disappear from this world. Many familiar animals, the big cats, the bears, and the wolves, already endangered, already under threat from us, will disappear in a few thousand years. The planet and the survivors will carry on without us, and evolution, natural selection, will create new and bizarre life. These future worlds, millions of years from now, are populated by strange creatures. But they're not just fantasy. These worlds are experiments in the imagination of some of today's top scientists, based on what they know about the world now.
If we look around the world right now, we see a huge number of very different things. Organisms you would never in your wildest dreams invent. Organisms you couldn't possibly imagine could make their lives that way. Beetles that live off of tiny bubble aqualungs underwater. Or the rhinoceros. Imagine the rhinoceros. If you didn't know they existed, would you have drawn one?
But how could scientists predict the future course of evolution?
From studying the past, we can see certain trends in animals and animal evolution. And we can say that in the future, certain things are going to result because of circumstances developing in a certain way.
So there are a whole series of rules in the present day and looking back in the past. It is no great leap of faith then to turn around and go in the other direction to the future, to go forward and create some of the organisms which are unusual, imaginative, but possible.
This team of scientists created 3 periods in the future. The first is 5 million years from now, when life is challenged by a new ice age. Anything that survives here has had to adapt quickly to a freezing, glacial world. The next future world, 100 million years from now, presents the opposite challenge to life. This world is hot and humid, and has been since the end of the Ice Age, giving evolution a long time to shape the animals of this hothouse world. And finally, the scientists chose a period 200 million years from now, when the Earth is unrecognizable. One giant continent and one global ocean. But even in 200 million years' time, the geography of the planet is not hard to predict.
We know that the continents are moving. We can even measure the rate of movement. For example, the Atlantic Ocean is opening just about the same rate as fingernails grow. Australia is moving northwards at an even faster rate. So, with the right computer modelling, we can predict where continents will finish up.
And this allows scientists to predict the future climate. The series begins in 5 million years' time, when the ice caps have advanced from the poles and much of the planet is in the grip of a bitter cold. We live in an ice age today. But ice ages follow repeating patterns. 10,000 years of relative warmth are followed by 100,000 years of intense cold. All of human civilization occurred in one brief 10,000-year warm period. In 5 million years' time, the ice caps will advance yet again, covering much of Europe in 2-kilometer thick ice. But there'll still be life on these frozen wastelands. Creatures that live in today's Arctic, like polar bears, Arctic foxes, and timber wolves, will disappear. Extinct. There are no whales and dolphins, yet something has taken their place. This isn't a mammal, it's a bird. The